So, Michael, we know that networking is very important these days. A lot of times, jobs are not even posted. They found the person and they just posted for the sake of posting. But still, the networking part is a foreign concept or an activity for a lot of immigrants coming from here. For me, like 10 years ago, it was a little bit foreign, but I got used to it. Every time I go to an event, I always make sure that I meet 3 new people and then I follow up with them. And if it was an online, I make sure that I'm researching the people or the speakers and sending them message and then following up. Is there any tips in terms of networking now that we are back to in-person majority of the events?
Yeah, it is incredibly important. Networking, it frustrates me, honestly, because I think there's a lot of people that get left out of opportunities because they don't have a network, whether they're newcomers or they're just not comfortable with it.
Yes.
So there's a few things that I would suggest. First of all, LinkedIn is a great networking tool.
Yes.
And particularly for people who are not comfortable going to events and putting themselves out there. Get on LinkedIn, connect with people, send messages, ask about doing, informational interviews. You can hit up recruiters. You can hit up other people, just people who work in your particular line of, or your industry or your field. It's a great way to connect with people.
Yes.
When you're doing an in-person event, the way I get through them, because I'm a horrible networker. It's just not my skill set to walk up to strangers and say, "Hi, I'm Michael Bach. Let me tell you about myself." That's not me. I'm just bad at it. So I came up with a technique and it works. I have a little game where I have my own personal networking bingo. So I'll have a list of characteristics of people that I wanted to talk to. I want to talk to somebody who's wearing glasses. I want to talk to somebody who is an immigrant. I want to talk to somebody who's left-handed. That challenges me to go and talk to people and ask questions and find out about them and connect with them and make sure that you are connecting with them, because it's, walking up to somebody and having a conversation and then walking away is a waste of time. You have not actually achieved anything. So making sure that you're exchanging business cards or getting their contact information, and then make sure that you're sending them a LinkedIn request right away, or you're connecting with them on social media or by email so that you maintain that momentum. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable with going through that process of networking. I also have learned to look at it differently, to say to myself, this isn't networking per se. I'm just meeting new people. And I love meeting new people. And I love getting to know people and their stories and their journey. And so I will go, it changed my perspective. I'm able to go to events and talk to people. And I just ask questions like, tell me, where are you from? What's your story? Make it about them, ask questions. And then where there's the opportunity to share information about yourself, you can slip it in. But do whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable. Figure out how you are comfortable in those situations, and then adjust your behavior to that, as opposed to, sort of standard networking. I have to walk up and shake hands and tell you my story and move on to the next person. Like figure out how it's going to work best for you and then approach it that way.
I like the idea of, having characters in your mind. It helps, but again, it helps to have that mindset that I'm going to meet these 3 people. I'm going to meet maybe 4 people and talk about them. And I feel that always around the food, it's a good time to have a conversation and then continue the conversation elsewhere. Those are great tips, Michael. Again, thank you. For the audience, if you have other networking tips, please leave them below and tune in next time for another great question with Michael.